You're watching Let's Chat.
Welcome back to Let's Chat. This morning, the spooky, scary, creepy crawly continues. We have our friends from the Chattanooga Zoo to talk about Boo in the Zoo, and you also have some slithery friends just for me because you know how much I love them.
You're doing great.
Thank you so much, Jay. They're really sweet, though. I mean, it's one of those, I think, common misconceptions. A lot of people see snakes and they get freaked out, and I mean, myself included, but over time, getting to learn about how incredible they are. They truly are such an amazing species. So, Jake, Will, thanks for making the time to be here.
Thanks for having us. And that's part of what we do with bringing snakes on is, you know, it's definitely good to have a healthy respect of snakes.
Absolutely.
We definitely don't recommend people just pick up snakes in the wild or anything like that. But also recognizing that they have a really important part of the ecosystem wherever they are. So, you know, there's no point in just like killing them for no reason and things like that. So, you know, having an appreciation, but a respect for snakes is a big part of the messaging that we give around snakes. And we bring some snakes in different creepy crawlies is what we call them to fit with the theme at Boo in the Zoo.
Yes.
So that's part of why we brought them today as well.
You're perfectly on theme. And so for continuing that spooky season approach, we're kicking off the month of October. Remind me when this event is going to be taking place.
Yeah, so Boo in the Zoo starts October 10th. We're doing 7 dates, so it's Fridays and Saturdays from October 10th through the 31st. So we don't actually usually do it on Halloween night, so that's going to be really fun too. So at Boo in the Zoo, kids trick or treat throughout the whole zoo. The whole zoo is decked out in really cool Halloween decorations. We've got our creepy crawly animals for you to see as well, and one of my favorite parts is the character meet and greets with Magic Lamp Entertainment. So they're bringing out Elsa and Spider-Man and Ariel and Moana. The whole schedule is on our website. But people really love meeting the characters, taking photos with them and stuff like that. So it's fun to tour the zoo after hours too, I think. You know, it's from 4 to 8 each night. So people just really enjoy kind of a different look at the zoo.
A different look at the zoo at Warner Park, which is such a beautiful location anyway. I think it's so magical. But being able to have these kind of spooky experiences for the kids and the adults alike. I mean, adults love to dress up too. I'm sure that there's a lot of families that can do like a whole themed costume and come together and take pictures, which I think is so fun.
People do really well with the costumes, and we're doing an adult night too. I should mention it's called Frights and Pints on October 23rd. We do a costume contest there, and people got really into it last year.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Well, and so we talked about obviously the educational resources that y'all provide for kids, adults alike. I mean, everybody is targeted. Will, tell me a little bit about the specific snakes that you guys brought today and why you guys are excited to have them here.
We have two. We have Linus, our ball python, and then we have Lucian, who is a leucistic ball python, kind of has a unique genetic characteristic that turns all of his scales white like that and kind of shiny. So it's a little different from being albino. Just in terms of like the scale coloration, but technically a different genetic alteration that makes them look a little bit more unique. And then this is more what you would see, though royal ball pythons, you know, are often in the pet trade, but this is more emblematic of what you would actually see in the wild, as they are native to Africa. And they're just little constrictors that have, if you look closely, they do have thermal pits, kind of like the venomous snakes here.
Interesting.
So they can detect heat. So they know if they're like looking for something to eat, they know exactly what it is, and they can, you know, sense the hot temperatures coming from, say, a tiny mammal or something.
See, that's so interesting, too, because obviously Chattanooga, this isn't like where these snakes were born and raised. They're in a different climate. So tell me what that looks like for you guys to be able to house them and take care of them and inspire others.
So it takes a while to, with reptiles and amphibians, it's a matter of, you know, looking at what their climate is like and then doing our best to emulate it in captivity.
Sure.
With all reptiles, we want to give them usually a gradient of temperature and humidity. So they have kind of the choice to, oh, I want to go to somewhere less humid right now. Kind of across their exhibit, give them lots of options. And every animal has different temperature preferences. You know, like for our Komodo dragons, we need to have a heat spot that's like 112 degrees year round. So that stays really hot all the time. These guys don't need something quite as hot, but yeah, every reptile, they kind of need that nice gradient so they can regulate their body temperature how they please.
And these are so many details that I think the general public, all of us, would not think about from day to day. They're like, I just want to go see a snake. I want to do this. And you're like, there's so much that goes into like making this habitat for them and making them comfortable and sustained and all these sort of incredible things that you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
Tell me again, just any other outreach things that you guys have going on, or specifically how we can get plugged in with the Chattanooga Zoo.
Yeah, absolutely. We always have a ton of educational programs going on, a ton of volunteer opportunities, and we always want to talk about memberships as well. I always love to say a membership for a family of 4 pays for itself in just 2 zoo visits. You get a lot of perks too. You get discounted Boo in the Zoo tickets and Frights and Pints tickets and all kinds of things. So if you really want to support everything everything we're doing in animal care and education, in conservation. We have local conservation programs and global conservation programs. Becoming a member is a really great way to do that, and that keeps you in the loop with everything we're doing via email, and we send out magazines for you guys and stuff like that. So being a member is the best way to really get involved.
And these events are part of the membership, right? Like you don't have to pay on top of these events.
You do,
is that right?
But you get a really great discount.
A discount.
On
okay, see, and that's what makes it all worth it too. So at the end of the day, you're able to get an amazing after-hours zoo activity with some cool creatures. Are there also going to be the zookeepers that are out and kind of giving people the information about the different animals?
Yes, in our Hellbender building by the Education Center towards the back of the zoo by Anteaters. That's where the Hellbender building is, and we'll have set up snakes and other reptiles and spiders and things like that in what we call creepy crawly. And like you said, it's kind of to show people, you know, these animals are sometimes seen as like scary or creepy, but they're actually really important and really cool in a lot of ways. We even offer touch opportunities sometimes. You know, you can pet Lucian on the back there, you know. Yeah, so nothing to be afraid of.
It's really nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah,
if I can do it, you can do it.
Andy doesn't really crawl either. But we're going to keep the build. We're going to keep it the same now.
I love that. Well, thank you all again for making the time to be here at chatzoo.org for the latest.
That's exactly right. You'll see Boo in the Zoo and Frights and Pints right on the front page.
Thank you all for making the time to be here at chatzoo.org for the latest updates. If you want to take the kiddos to Boo in the Zoo, or if you want to have a fun adult night coming up later in the month with Frights and Pints as well. Stay with us. You're watching Let's Chat. We'll be right back after this.